What's the storyline of your life? I want you to think about that a little bit. What is it that repeats? Well, there's, bad things are going to happen, and this is the way it is. Our family's always had poverty, and so that's the way we're going to be. There's sickness in my family, so it's just genetic. I'm just going to get sick. What's your storyline? I've been hurt. I've been abused. That's the way it is. It's amazing of what we accept as our storyline. Let me ask you this tough question. Where do you need transformation in your storyline? But that may be too tough. Maybe we'll get to that at the end. Let's do it this way. Let's just kind of start out slowly. What do you dream about? Oh, I just hope that somehow the bills get paid this week. I hope that just somehow that, they don't reject me and break up with me again. I just hope somehow. What is your storyline? What do you dream about? Elon Musk, it's interesting. He founded 3 multi-billion-dollar companies. PayPal, Tesla, and SpaceX. At SpaceX headquarters, when you go in, there's 2 giant posters. One shows Mars as it is, cold, uninhabitable, no water. The other one shows it all colonized, like Earth, and everything is bubbling and everything is going and it's happening. It's a colonized Mars, all right? His stated purpose is, I want to colonize Mars. That's my goal for my life. Now, would it be fair to say that maybe you aren't dreaming as big as that? I mean, Terry and I this weekend, I sprayed the weeds. Didn't want to pull them, so I sprayed them. Sun's out. I am counting on the sun to kill all those weeds so I don't have to pull them. I feel good about myself. I got that done. Terry, she went grocery shopping, and she was saying, we got some food finally, I felt good about that. We felt good about what we accomplished this week. Most of us struggled to clean our garage, our house, raising the kids to be civilized. Now, that's a task. I understand that one, all right? But we feel good about what we've accomplished. But colonizing a planet, how many of us think about that? My question is there something more we should be inspired by? Especially on this Easter, the day that there's an empty tomb. Now, here's my thought. I want to kind of explain this out. In 1950, Elon Musk's grandparents moved from Canada to South Africa. They disassembled his 1948 Belarus airplane, put it into crates, and shipped it to Africa. There, they reconstructed, reassembled the plane, and in 1954, Elon Musk's grandparents flew 30,000 miles to Australia and back to South Africa. Just to give you some understanding, it was only about 20-some years before that Lindbergh made his transatlantic flight. This flight is 10 times longer, and this is the first private pilot in a single-engine airplane to make the journey. You're starting to connect some of the dots as to where maybe this dream came on for Elon Musk. As the grandparents are telling the stories of how they did this thing and how they set out and they did something new, he began to start saying, what if we could colonize the planet? Elon's father once said that his grandparents left you with the impression that you could do anything. Their stories became more than stories. They became a storyline in their life. So, what the heck does this have to do with Matthew 28 and the angel sitting on a rock? For some, the resurrection story is just a story. It's a fairy tale. Okay, you got me to come listen to it. I hear this story every Easter. All right. Even for many Christians, that's a great story. I enjoy the story. Kids will go, tell me the story again. But is it a storyline in your life? Has it done something? Has it crept into you? Has it become a part of you? Do you realize really what was being said there? Do you recognize the authority, the power? Do you recognize how things were finished and then things were changed? Do you get what he came to say? Do you get what he did? Do you get what he gave to you and I? It's not just a philosophy, it's not theology, it's not morality. When we believe in the empty tomb, in the book of Acts, they didn't have the Bible. They only had the empty tomb. They had Jesus walking around showing, I just want you to touch the scars. I want you to know, because I should have been dead. I didn't go and sleep for a couple hours and, get better. I was beaten and broken to such an extent, there was no coming out. In fact, I was at a place that my capillaries were falling when it came to the night of prayer before all this happened, and the angels had to restore me. Any doctor, anyone that looks at the wounds, anyone that looks at the thing as a forensic science says, this person would die. There's evidence that we should believe in the power of this. 11 apostles. One of them was a replacement for Judas. All went and died a martyr's death. Speared, gored, chopped in half. Things that happened to them. Would you do that for a hoax? Would you do that just to kind of promote some story? You had to have seen the risen Savior. You had to have seen the empty tomb. There had to be something in you. Hundreds thrown into coliseums. Killed in all types of ways. Just to announce Jesus. The reality of an empty tomb changed their lives. And that same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead dwells in us. That resurrection reframes reality for us. God's promises aren't just something out there. It works today. It has power today. It's not just a story, it's the storyline. But let me just bring it back. What's your storyline? Is there shame? Regret? I'm talking about the dreams at night that really trouble you, the things that you rehearse over and over and over again, that you keep playing about who I am, and the thoughts that we say about each other. Even what you say to, what is your storyline? Hello, I hope we've added value to your life today. Would you take a moment to subscribe so that you don't miss any live streams? And then the other thing I want to let you know is share this with a friend. And just remember, every Sunday you can be with us live. Thanks for sharing this moment.